What's going on, fellow gamblers? Welcome back to Straight Bet and welcome back to the channel. Today we got Week 9 NFL Sunday best bets, guys. I know it's a little bit late, but do not think I forgot about the damn NFL. I do have 3 plays. I think all 3 of them are overs. Really like all 3 of them. The last one is going to be very niche. I don't think you're going to see anyone else who's on it, but I am a big fan of it. So make sure you stay for the entire video. All right, guys, we're getting straight into it. Quick little recap, though, of Thursday. We did go 2-0, so now the season's sitting at 99-64 for plus 37.21 units. Cool little 24.3% ROI. Hell yeah, we love to see that. Okay, enough said. I am going with, to start us off, CJ Stroud over 223.5 passing yards, and that is gross. I did not expect that damn color. There we go. But yeah, hey guys, so CJ Stroud looks like best price is now 226.5. That is totally fine. Look, man, he looked really good last week. And I know for a fact, like, yes, that was against the 49ers defense that looks like a mess. But look, man, that was without Christian Kirk and Nico Collins. Those 2 are back, specifically Nico Collins. I should not have even said Christian Kirk's name first because those 2 are not even in the same realm. But Jalen Noel and Jaden Higgins, specifically Jalen Noel, are really starting to come along. Honestly, Xavier Hutchinson, he kind of is who he is. I think he's fine. But I do really like for this passing attack to be pretty decent. Like, they do have 5 NFL quality receivers. I think that Jalen Noel is proven to be like better than just quality too. Guys, he's going up against Denver, and I know what you're thinking, man. Really good defense. They are pretty good. However, they're a super aggressive defense, man. They run man coverage at the highest rate in the league. They allow the 3rd highest yards per completion through the air. And guys, they are without the best cornerback in the NFL, the best defender in the NFL last year, Pat Surtain. So I think that this Broncos defense is a little exploitable. We can kind of like the Broncos, they've played some pretty poor defenses. Offenses. They held Cam Ward, Jake Browning, and Justin Fields to 282 combined yards. But outside of those 3 quarterbacks, who are obviously like probably the 3 worst quarterbacks we've seen this year in terms of passing, they played against Daniel Jones in Indy, 316 yards. Justin Herbert in LA, 300 yards. Jalen Hurts in Philly, 280. Jackson Dart at home, 283. And then last week, the Dallas quarterbacks combined for 246. So I'm a big fan that this game is in Houston. Denver has a massive home field advantage at home, obviously with the altitude and stuff like that. So not only they don't have that advantage, the game's also in a dome. If we look at CJ Stroud, he has crazy career splits, guys. In his career at home, he's averaging 277 passing yards per game. He's over in 16 out of 21 games. And then on the road, that 277 passing yards per game goes down to 209.9. So look, man, Stroud's cleared this line in 4 straight games, as you can see here on Props Madness. The Broncos defense, like I said, they've cooked some like really bad quarterbacks like the Fields, the Cam Wards, the Jake Brownings, and like all at home, except for that Fields game that was in London. But yeah, man, I think that this receiving core is really coming to life. Without Pat Surtain, I think that they'll give up explosives. I think that they'll continue to run man coverage, maybe a little bit less, and be vulnerable to those big plays that they're already giving up. So yeah, guys, CJ Stroud, honestly, big fan of his stuff here. Of course, guys, Denver's run defense is also really good. So I think that's another thing. But yeah, I really like the spot for CJ Stroud, man. Really think that also really like Nico Collins stuff here. The 62.5 line feels absurdly low. So yeah, big fan of CJ Stroud stuff today. All right, let's get into the second play. This one is kind of low key, and I think I'm getting negative line movement on this, so I think you guys are actually getting a better price, which is nice. But I'm going with Darnell Mooney over 38.5 receiving yards. And if we go over here to Darnell Mooney, yep, you can see on FanDuel, you're getting a 36.5 now. So look, man, with Darnell Mooney, I think it's a really nice buy low. So there's been some decent coach speak on him. The offensive coordinator, Zach Robinson, was talking about him. He said, I anticipate him getting going. And Raheem Morris said something similar. Look, it's a weird angle, but Darnell Mooney in week 7, so 2 weeks ago, that was the 1 week without Ray McLeod, who's not on the team anymore, and then with Drake London playing and Mooney playing, right? He ran slightly above 50% of his routes from the slot. And why that is relevant to me is that Christian Gonzalez plays on the outside. He's probably he would prefer to be on Drake London anyways, but yeah, so Mooney playing out of the slot and being the wide receiver 2 and avoiding a lot of Christian Gonzalez, I think is huge because Christian Gonzalez is one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Whoever he's guarding probably isn't going to get targeted much, and I think that's going to be Drake London here. A couple more things, man. It's a 4.5 point spread. Looks like the spread moved a little bit from when I wrote this up. But yeah, 5.5 point dogs. Patriots run defense is allowing the fewest running back rushing yards on the year. They're a top 3 for sure run defense. So passing volume should be really good here. Obviously Penix being back is massive. Kirk Cousins, we saw what he did last week. He is not great. But yeah, man, I mean, like I said, this is just an overall buy low on Mooney. I mean, this was his first game back from an injury where he missed all of camp. This game, he got hurt mid-game. This game was with Kirk Cousins. I mean, if you just go back to and look at last year, man, I mean, he was over this line in 12 out of 16 games. He averaged 62 receiving yards. So yeah, I think this is a really good spot for the Falcons to not be able to run the ball, to probably play from behind. This Pats offenses look really good. And I just think it's a good get-right spot for Mooney. Don't think he sees a lot of Christian Gonzalez, so lot to like here about Darnell Mooney. Really like this price, man. And like I said, you guys are getting a better number than I am. So shout out you guys if you guys are tailing this. All right. Third and final play, guys. This one is very, very niche. I'm actually like a massive, massive fan of this. And when I was like kind of crunching my numbers and, projecting this thing out a little bit, I think that I have a pretty big edge on this. I went with Brian Robinson over 13.5 rushing yards. So full transparency, guys, I just ran to the Walmart so I could get my dog some dog food. And I hope that this line has not moved. But if we go to San Francisco at the Giants, looks like it's at 15.5 at FanDuel now. Looks like it's at 15.5. So that is fine. I would not play past 16.5 though. Anyways, Brian Robinson, guys, if we go to this year, you can see he's been over in 5 out of 8 games. However, guys, let's quick go to a filter on this. We'll go to the win-loss margin, and let's do in games that have been 1-score losses or wins. As you can see there, he is now over in 5 out of 6 games. He's averaging 24 yards. He has 20-plus yards in 5 out of 6, too. Now we can click on this rushing attempt button, and we can see he's averaging 6 rushing attempts in this game. So basically, guys, a couple more things on this. I think that this Christian McCaffrey, Brian Robinson split is too large. So, like I said, Brian's averaging 6 rushing attempts. The spreads, 49ers are 2.5 point favorites. But CMC in games like this too is actually averaging 19 rushing attempts. So it's like 19-6. And if you do the math on that, look, this 15.5 compared to 76.5 is too far off, in my opinion. The Giants also, along with the positive game script stuff I think we're going to get here. Sorry, my light just died. Now lighting shit. But the Giants since week 3, they are 3rd worst in run D success rate. They're worst in EPA. And guys, when the Niners can run the ball, Kyle Shanahan is going to run the shit out of the ball. So look, I mean, the Giants are a brutal run defense. They have a ton of terrible run defense numbers. The game script should be good. I think that we see Brian Robinson get 6 to 7 attempts here. And look, man, 6 to 7 attempts against a poor run defense. I think he should be, at bare minimum, 3 yards per carry, right? You get 6 carries, that's 18 yards like that. I mean, realistically, it should be 4 yards a carry. So, like I said, I think he's in the low 20s for yards this week. And I'm a big fan of this Brian Robinson over 13.5, 15.5. I think that's good too. All right, guys. So that's going to do it. Quick little 3-prop video for some Week 9 NFL player props. If you do enjoy this type of content, make sure to drop a like and sub to the channel. It is all very greatly appreciated. And I will catch you guys tomorrow morning for some NBA hoops and also tomorrow night / Monday morning for some NFL Monday Night Football stuff.